Speak. I'm listening. Ah, of course. Apologies, cohort. We rare privacy, supplies, and materials. You'll see when... That is a long and mildly scandalous story. Ah, here we are. Home sweet sanctum. Let's talk, cohort. Post haste. Welcome to my sanctum sanctorum. I've been meaning to invite you over before now, but something always seemed to come up. Mind the books now. Some of them bite. Well, I started with a simple question. How can we sew up the threads my experiment has frayed? That led me to a metaphor. What if we could create a sort of mystic spool we could attach to the key? Something to help in reweaving my fate line? Spool is a terrible word. Let's not call it that. Perhaps a bobbin? A Xander's arcane bobbin? We'll keep working on it. Peerless observation, though. Yes, we create a simple arcano-mystical focus we can use to anchor the threads of fate. Within loyal gubbins, my most recent atronach lies the nascent form of the... bobbin. Just need to get it out of there. I've prepped an arcane stencil for you. Retrieve it from the rubbish bin and imbue it with magicka from the font, please. I appreciate you taking on the legwork, cohort. Fashioning the stencil took some considerable effort. Think of this as an opportunity to walk in the well-heeled slippers of a Xander Alcibiades. Well, what name would you have given it? I briefly considered calling it Piffle, but Martina used to call magical instruments gubbins, and I was feeling sentimental. Oh, it acts as reliable help down here. The way things are with the Mages Guild, I try to keep entry and exit to a minimum. Besides, I don't want someone messing up my papers, or having them quit on short notice just because something exploded. Yes, well, I thought I could steward a new Arcanist, and it did not go well. They failed to have either the zeal or intellectual curiosity you do, cohort. Spiffing! Just needs a little magicka to get going. Hold the stencil over the pot just there, eh? Peerless! Now, point it at Gubbins and gesticulate. Vigorously. And down goes Gubbins. Rummage around in the goop, would you? Ha! One arcane bobbin. Damn. Well, nothing for it. The name's stuck. Let's just get on with this. We've pierced the esoteric veil of reality and forged the tool of our own self-liberation. Who's an amateurish rune scratcher now, Tellinger? Ha! Exceptional! Now, to simply attach it to the Fate Weaver key. And there we are. Dear Martina's methods distilled down and improved by yours truly. Let's find a new round of Frayed Fates and put theory into practice. Just so. With the improved key as a focus, this scrying ritual should be even more effective. It was a stroke of luck I recognized Fathom's drift last time around. Let's away to my inner sanctum and scry. Onward and upward. Keep your eyes open for a good tea shop. Always happy to try a new blend. Good. Now let's find where we're headed. With the bomb, this should be as easy as a Mage's Guild theorem. Just as before, cohort. Activate the beacons. Somewhere in the Alakir Desert, it seems. Oh, I see. Kozen said. Scrying has provided us direction, focus. Even if I am unexcited about the prospect of returning to the Alakir Desert. I suppose I should have seen this coming at some point. The scrying ritual highlighted the village of Kozenset in the hinterlands of the Alakir Desert. This is somewhat embarrassing. That tiny hamlet is my hometown, where the impressive arcanist before you got his humble start. Well, I introduce myself as Azander Alcibiades, which to another son or daughter of Ruptga means I hail from an island off the coast. It's all a bit of a braggadocio, though. Part of the mystique. Worried? Ha! Hardly. The only things to worry about in Kozenset are getting stung by a scorpion or your lips drying out. Let's make haste, cohort. These fates won't unfray themselves, you know. I'd honestly hoped never to have to return to Kozenset, cohort. Hoped with the incandescent fire of Magnus himself. Ha! A fair question. When I first left home, I was desperate to shake the metaphorical sand from my boots. When someone asked my name in a Sentinel marketplace, I couldn't bear to tell the truth. It's who I am. The book-loving introvert from Kozenset, the young man drawing runes in the sand and dreaming of a wider world. Well, I won't be so dramatic to say he's dead, but he and I have very little in common. Ah, Kozenset. My family is most likely not in town, but let's not go out of our way to find them. Agreed. Smell that? This place reeks of camel spit and unrealized potential. Yes and no. My brother and his family still live nearby, but I haven't spoken to them since I left. I was determined to have conversations about anything other than what to feed the camels. It's always some kind of grass, by the by. Let's focus, cohort. Perhaps later we'll have a dram of Gormapple schnapps together and toast the old homestead. For now, we need to find those frayed fates and sew them back into the fabric of reality. Ah, there. A thread.
I say, you there. Spare a coin for a down-on-his-luck researcher?
There, but for the power of Apocrypha go I. With many of my projects, success and disaster were decided by a handful of coins. Sobering. Another one. I suppose it makes sense there are a few around the place where I was born. You there! Are you on a walkabout as well? Toll Papa protect and keep you on your long journey. Let's talk a moment. Much to discuss from the fates we've seen. Commendable work. But something's not quite right. Let me see the Fate Weaver key a moment. Yes, yes! I'm even more brilliant than I imagined. The bobbin is rattling against the key, straining at its runic bonds. It now acts as a passive frayed fate detector. Incredible! Phenomenal! Superb supposition. The key is indicating, north and east out of town. Perhaps the old ruins. Here, take the key. Let's move. Another thread. I knew it. My Fate Weaver key is amazing. Yes, this feels right. I went off exploring on my own every chance I could. You understand. The entrance to the old ruins are just up this way. I remember it like it was yesterday. Follow me, everyone. You are mine! What in oblivion? It's the fate we saw back at Fathom's Drift. I am not ready to face you. Not yet. After him, cohort! Into the Lost City! These ruins are not extensive. Stay alert for more threads of fate.
She's crazier than a cat on skooma.
They want to fight, do they? Good. No!
Right now!
Going to need a moment. I'm not a young man.
value of that. Ah! Make better choices! Destroy! Onward and upward.
That was intellectually stimulating. I'm taking notes on your progress, just so you're aware. Galvanizing. Stronger. Your fates feed me. Soon, I shall surpass even you. That thing wishes to replace me then? Most disconcerting. We should discuss this outside. Just when I thought we had this experiment under control, an evil reflection threatens to consume my fate and replace me. It's me! Or, well, a frayed version of myself. A version so malevolent and willful that it's thrown everything I thought I knew about this magic into the abyssal seas. An astute observation. The Fate Weaver key was created simply to observe the might-have-beens. This absolutely, categorically should not be happening. If not for you, it might have already killed me. A distressing notion, I must admit. Research. Surely something back at the sanctum, or perhaps a tome we find in our travels. Either way, I have yet to find a question to which sufficient research does not hold the answer. Besides, I need to stitch gubbins back together. A superlative idea. And look at what we've already accomplished. The Fate Weaver key improved, frayed fate sewn back into my line, and the adversary confronted once again. Here, cohort, your due. With my humble thanks. Spend it judiciously. You wish to engage in badinage?
Thank you everyone for coming by. I really appreciate it. I've gotten really sleepy. I'm gonna get some sleep. I will be back in like 8 or 9 hours. Hope you all have a fun day, and I'll see you all around.